Now, on WISN 12 News.
Police say he was gunned down by his coworker.
He's the guy that everybody would want around.
The accused shooter is now in custody. Tonight, his connection to the victim. The former organizer of Krautfest is facing criminal charges.
Can you tell us why you resigned?
Yeah, I'm positioned to be in for line for another job.
8 months after we asked him that question, a new complaint lays out years of alleged theft. Plus,
this is so exciting.
Enthusiasm to be a delegate during the DNC. And UV light germ zappers. Do they actually work? Breaking news off the top at 10. Milwaukee police confirm 3 people are dead after a crash tonight at 26th and Townsend. You're looking live at the scene. Police tell us it was a single vehicle crash. A car lost control and crashed around 8:15 tonight. A woman and a 3-year-old girl died at the scene. Medics took a 16-year-old boy to a hospital where he died. 2 more children, a boy and a girl, are in a hospital being treated right now.
The cause of the accident is still under investigation. We do have a witness, though, that saw the vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed eastbound down Townsend when it appeared to have lost control of the vehicle, and crashed into a tree.
Another live look now at the scene. The medical examiner just arrived there. Police confirm a woman, a 3-year-old girl, and a 16-year-old boy all died as a result of this crash tonight at 26th and Townsend. Streets are shut down in that area as the investigation into what happened continues. More breaking news. Brown Deer police need help finding a critical missing woman. 18-year-old Kaylee Kuhn was last seen earlier this evening near Bradley and Sherman. Take a look at your screen at her picture. She's described as cognitively disabled, 5 feet 2 inches tall, and 140 pounds. She may be wearing a blue hooded sweatshirt and sweatpants and red Converse shoes. If you spot her or know anything about where she is, call police. Our big story at 10, the man accused of breaking into a Wind Lake home last night and killing a coworker is in custody. 40-year-old Troy Hoffman turned himself in today at the police station in Hustisford, about 60 miles from the crime scene. 12 News obtained exclusive video. Here it is of Hoffman's van being towed away from Hustisford in Dodge County. Hoffman is now in Racine County awaiting charges in the shooting death of Chad Bickler.
The guy was his co-worker, and he seemed like he was nobody liked him on the crew, nobody liked him in the office.
That's the shooting victim's cousin talking to 12 News' Caroline Reinwald. And Caroline, he's one of the relatives that you talked with today.
That's right. I want to show you right now 1, 2, 3 bullet holes still peppering the side of this home where that man died inside last night. We know that he built this home, and his cousin tells me they just finished construction on it before he passed away.
Everybody loved him. He always had something funny to say.
The cousin of Chad Bickler remembers him as a social giant.
Everybody loved him. He's a great guy, funny. I mean, he's the guy that everybody would want around if they're having a get-together or planning something. He was always first on everybody's list.
Bickler died inside his family's summer house on Loomis Road that he helped build. The Racine County Sheriff said Troy Hoffman shot Bickler multiple times Thursday night after forcing himself into the home. Bickler's dog Tucker was also shot and killed. Bickler's cousin says the victim's brother had only left the home moments before Bickler's violent death.
Clay went out to grab pizza locally, and those few minutes when he was out is when he came back to the devastation. He got to hold his brother one last time and tell him, you know, he loves him, and gave him a kiss, and then he faded away right in his arms.
It is tough to hear. Caroline, you spoke to the victim's brother today as well.
Yeah, I did, and he was too distraught to go on camera, which is completely understandable. He's asking for his and his family's privacy during this difficult time, but we do have a link to their GoFundMe page that will help with funeral costs and cleanup here at the house, Patrick.
And Caroline Reinwald live in Racine County tonight. And at this point, the motive is unclear, but 12 News has learned the suspect and victim worked for the same safety and security company based in New Berlin. 12 News spotted a van for engineered security solutions in the driveway at Troy Hoffman's New Berlin home, and more trucks at the crime scene in Wind Lake. That's where a neighbor described hearing gunshots.
I heard a smash, and then I heard multiple gunshots,
So I hit the floor, I crawled up to the door to lock the front door, and I looked through the blinds in the front door. I see a woman running up the driveway. I see a guy shoot at her. She gets up by the road, shoots at her again, and then they went around the vehicles and disappeared, and then there was no more gunshots.
Hoffman's neighbor tells 12 News Hoffman arrived home Thursday afternoon and got into his personal minivan. Investigators say the shooting in Wind Lake happened around 6:30 that same night. Well, the owner of the company that employed the two men released a statement saying, in part, "We are devastated by this senseless tragedy and are praying for our colleague and his family." He adds that they will assist law enforcement with the investigation. Milwaukee police say they've recovered a vehicle connected to the hit and run that killed a woman as she walked her dogs in Bayview. 12 News has asked the department where officers found the vehicle, but we're still waiting to find out. Police did say they are still looking for the driver. Jamie Hansen died in the Christmas Eve crash. The well-known bartender went by the name James.
I think the hardest thing, honestly, is that it was so avoidable, and just for something like that to happen to anybody on any day is awful, but to happen to such a good, close friend of mine, completely avoidable.
There is a fundraiser planned for Monday night at 5 o'clock at the Milwaukee Brat House to help with funeral costs. Weather Watch 12 now. Our long stretch of dry, warm weather is over. Lindsay, we're in store for a wet weekend.
We are, and today kind of set the stage for some of those big changes. We saw those temperatures that were in the upper 30s and low 40s for most of us, but we do definitely have a cool and wet weekend ahead. It is going to be rainy, it is going to be windy, and really not ideal if you have a lot of things that you want to get done. Now, there is going to be plenty of dry time, but right now it's a little chilly out there. Some clouds are thickening up ahead of that weather system. There it is right now, impacting areas in Nebraska. So if you are going to be traveling this weekend, it's going to be mild. I mean, mid and upper 40s and then low 50s for Sunday. But again, I am talking about showers, even thunderstorms. I'm going to time out this entire event here coming up in Weather Watch 12.
In April, 12 News reported on the sudden cancellation of Krautfest in Mount Pleasant. Tonight, prosecutors are charging former organizer James Svoboda with embezzling hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Can you tell us why you resigned?
Yeah, I'm positioned to be in for line for another job.
What's going on with Krautfest?
Yeah, you have to leave it up to the Krautfest committee now that I'm no longer with the parks.
That's what Svoboda told 12 News after his resignation in April. According to a criminal complaint, he's accused of transferring money from the Krautfest account and into his personal account. It also says he withdrew money from ATMs in 3 casinos. The complaint noted a Costa Rica vacation, electric stove, and MacBook purchases made with money taken from the villages of Caledonia and Mount Pleasant. According to the complaint, the embezzlements happened over a 6-year period. 2 kids in Mukwonago were okay after they fell through an icy pond. Tony and Danielle Castro spotted the boy and girl struggling to stay above the water Thursday afternoon. The pair likely saved the children's lives.
I just saw the 2 kids in the middle of the pond flailing their arms and screaming. I heard them through the window. They were screaming so loud.
They were going under. I mean, at that point, I'm hearing the kids saying, "I can't breathe, I'm numb."
Police and firefighters also helped in the rescue. Everyone is okay tonight. The countdown is on to the DNC. The state Democratic Party is working to pick dozens of delegates. 12 News' Matt Smith reports on the competition to be part of the home state delegation.
We want you to be able to support the Democratic Party if you're going to be a delegate.
On a cold December night,
This is so exciting. I mean, really, this is really exciting.
a hot ticket for July
My name is Alex Costell, and I'd like to be a delegate.
to potentially become part of Wisconsin's Democratic delegation. And on the floor inside Pfizer Forum, where the party selects its nominee.
We've been seeing a high amount of interest in people who are interested in coming and be a part of this, and especially with being right here in Milwaukee, of course.
The state party is hosting meetings statewide this past week in Milwaukee, outlining what it'll take to be selected.
So if your favorite person's polling at 3% and is going to do 3% of Wisconsin, and you actually do still want to be a delegate, you're going to have to think long and hard about that.
Wisconsin will have 90 delegates and 6 alternatives, and it'll be competitive. A majority of those 50 delegates come from the congressional districts and are divided based on Democratic performance in the 2016 and 2018 elections.
I'm Joshua Taylor, and one, I'm a preacher here in the city.
My name's Carl Yannick. I'm one of the neurosurgery residents at one of the local hospitals.
Everyday voters like Carl and Joshua will make up the 50 congressional district level delegates, but it will take a lot of work.
If you want to be a delegate for that candidate, you should already be working your tush off for that and not sailing in because you know, think this would be a cool learning experience.
The remaining delegates look like this. 10 pledged party leaders and elected officials, like Milwaukee's mayor, key legislative, state, and local party leaders. 17 at-large delegates picked by the party, and 13 who are automatically in, like Governor Evers, members of Congress, and top party officials. Overall, what the party is looking for is loyalty and diversity.
I'm hoping to learn about the process, how it works, how it operates, what's all it is entailed in the process so that I can potentially be a delegate for the convention.
That's Matt Smith reporting. Delegates will be officially picked during a caucus-style event this spring. Republicans will also solidify their delegation in the coming months.
The trick shots, the ball handling, go under. Okay. There we go. Hey. Ooh.
Oh, you switch hands every time. Expect from you guys.
Hey, not bad. Some Milwaukee Bucks players got a lesson from the Harlem Globetrotters. The team continues the tradition of playing on New Year's Eve in Milwaukee. 2 shows that night, one at 1 o'clock, the other at 6 o'clock. You can get tickets now. Some indoor fun, Lindsay. We'll need to find more of that this weekend.
We are, because we have a wet weekend ahead, plus a major winter storm for areas to the north and west. I'll talk about how much snow they're talking and how much rain we're going to get. That's coming up next.
Up in flames in a matter of minutes. Next at 10, this mansion's ties to America's past. Plus, UV light germ zapper. Some companies say they'll keep you from getting sick, but do they work?
That's why I brought some shoes for you guys, man.
A Giannis shoe giveaway. This one, a gift to prison inmates. Before we go to break, another live look at a devastating crash tonight at 26th and Townsend in Milwaukee. Investigators are at the scene. Police confirm 3 people, a woman, a 3-year-old girl, and a 16-year-old boy all died after the car hit a tree. That was around 8:15 tonight. Doctors are also treating 2 other young children at a hospital. The cause of the crash is still under investigation.